dangerous for a life-threatening situation exists on campus.
Tonight on Eyewitness News at 6, we continue to follow the investigation underway at Florida State University in the wake of a deadly mass shooting.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Like, share, subscribe, comment. IG, TikTok, bottom of the video, and we're just gonna hop right into it. So today we'll be doing an update on the FSU shooting and the person who is behind it. So if you didn't see my last video, the person that they have in custody is Phoenix Ikner. Now I'll get into more of his background later because that's a lot of what this video is. But yeah, Phoenix Ikner ended up killing 2 people. I think he ended up injuring 5 to 6 more. He killed 2 non-students. They worked in food services, Robert Morales and Tiwi Chapa. So rest in peace to them. I'm sorry if I mispronounced especially that last name wrong. Sorry about that. But rest in peace to them. So obviously, you know, when this happened, you know, like I said, he ended up in total shooting about 7 to 8 people. He wouldn't comply and putting his gun down when law enforcement came, so then he would end up shot in the jaw. But now he is in custody, but they say he is not really cooperating. So that is most of, you know, just a specific incident. We'll get into the details like before that led up to it, and you know, some of his background thing that's came out even more detailed in my last video. So what they have also added to his background is that, one, he applied to be in a youth advisory council for his police department in Leon County. So he's a local kid to Florida State, which is in Tallahassee, which is in Leon County. So like I said, he's signed up to be on the youth advisory council. Obviously, if you don't know what the youth advisory council is, it's basically like somebody who I guess they kind of like intern to be a police officer, basically. Something like, it's kind of like that. I guess that's the best and short way to describe it. But yeah, that's something like that. But you know, obviously this is application, and as we already knew that his stepmom, now that we know, is a sheriff deputy, Jessica Ikner. So she like I said, he was on advisory council, and so some, you know, put up the application and things of sort. His application really didn't get no red flags because they just asked him about certain, you know, issues he had, and race relation was one of them, but it wasn't no red flags type race relation, so we don't really need to hop too much into that. So first, let's get into his background. So he was actually originally born Christian Erkinson. Now he is now Phoenix Ikner. Now in my last video, actually I'll say this before I get into that. Actually, so well, we actually ended up finding out that before, because we had already found out that his mom had got in trouble for taking him out of the country. But first, we found out that there was actually papers filed in 2015, and he was born in 2004, so he was about 10, 11 at the time. And where it says that he was a victim of physiological and emotional abuse, as well of parent alienation. And it was within 2015. This case actually ended up being dismissed, so I don't know what evidence they found to end up dismissing this case. Then, like I said, we end up coming to the case that his mom actually got in trouble for, where she told Ikner that she was taking him, well, Erickson at the time, but told her son that she was taking him to Disney, but ended up flying to Norway for over 100 days. And the father ends up coming to get him from out the country. But this ended up getting her in trouble, obviously, because if you have a court custody agreement, you cannot just take the child where you want. You have to at least, you know, communicate with the other parent that you're going somewhere, well, somewhere like out the country. I mean, going to a grocery store, not that crazy, but somewhere like out the country for 100 days, you have to communicate that. So that's what she ended up getting in trouble for, and pled guilty to that, or pled no contest, if I remember correctly. But that was pretty much a lot what we owe. And so what we ended up finding out, and I was wrong in my last video, which I was going to say before, I thought he got adopted because he changed his whole name. What ended up happening is that this is actually, his dad did get married to this Jessica. It's Jessica or Jennifer, I'm sorry. The Miss Ikner woman, and that's he changed his name. I was just confused because I've seen people change their last name, but just changing your whole first name if you're not adopted is a little different. especially when you're with one of the parents that named you in the first place. So going from that's what just threw me off. Going from Christian to Phoenix, that's what threw me off. But like I said, he goes by Phoenix now. So found out that his dad is married to his woman anyway, and if you forgot why her being a deputy was so important, because he used her gun in the action where it used to be a gun that she used while she was on duty, but it was an old weapon, so they allowed her to use it for personal use now, and he ended up doing what he did with the gun. So that was before his childhood. Other things that have came to light that obviously are alarming now is his classmates have said that he made it clear that he had guns. So, and like I said, it really was two guns when he did the shooting, because he tried to shoot with one. It got jammed. He came back with the handgun, and like I said, we know what happened after that. So, another classmate at FSU, she said it was a tragedy. Obviously, hearing about it first, it was a tragedy, and you know, she had normal thoughts about it. But then when she said when she heard who it was behind it, she was not surprised at all. So that says a lot about his character and how the nigga come off the niggas. He also has a thing where he was quoted in opposing to an anti-Trump protest.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
perfect. Can you give your name and your major just to start?
Yeah, my name's Phoenix Ikner. I'm majoring in political science.
Okay, what's your first and last name as well, and how do you spell it?
First name Phoenix, Phoenix, like the city, and then last name Ikner, Ikner.
Okay, perfect. Do you want me to ask you questions?
Yeah,
or just
go
wanna
for it.
share?
You can go for it.
Okay, perfect. So how'd you just stumble across this?
I literally just came from the class in my HCB building. I just had political science class, ironically.
Okay,
and I just
perfect.
came up here.
What made you stick around?
These people are usually always pretty entertaining, so it's not for the good reasons, but
Yeah.
I just kind of want to see what was up.
Yeah, what do you think about what they've said so far?
I think it's a little too late. I mean, he's already going to be elected on the 20th. So I mean,
Yeah.
there's not really much you can do unless you're going to outright revolt. So
Yeah,
and I
exactly.
don't think anybody wants that.
Yeah.
We all want to go home.
Yeah. What do you think about the election, if you care to share? No,
I
that's
think
okay.
it's very surprising. The fact that he won, the one in general, was very surprising, as well as the fact he won the popular vote. I don't think anybody was expecting that.
Yeah.
And I don't think any Republican has won since 04, 08.
It's been a while.
With
Yeah.
Bush.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
Very surprising.
Definitely. Are you gonna stick around and see it out? I don't know how long it's
I'm
gonna
probably
be,
about to
but-
go home.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Who knows how long they'll be out here.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I appreciate your
Yeah, no
opinion,
problem.
Phoenix. Yeah, thank you.
Now he said he didn't say that he was a Trumper or something in that or something. Like, he just felt like they were having an anti-Trump protest. It was unnecessary because this happened after he was inaugurated. So what could they do about it? And he said he thought those were funny, but it was just interesting to know that you took all that energy out your day just because you felt like people weren't protesting the right thing, even though you say you're not a Trumper. It's a little funny. So that's very interesting in his case. As well as, I forgot to say this. He said damn, I fucked that up. But we'll go all the way back to the Youth Advisory Council thing in that paperwork. He did say that he has been through, quoted, "I have been through a lot more than most people." So take what you and do what you want with that. Exactly. Last thing that raises a red flag is that he has a Bible. His Instagram bio has a Bible verse, Jeremiah 51:20. "You are my war club, my weapon for battle. With you I shatter nations. With you I destroy kingdoms." Now, I'm a God-fearing man. Grew up in church. I know I'm not going to act like I'm a super verse nigga. I know all the verses, but that is a nut-ass verse to want to use. Respectfully, like, that is, I just, obviously, you want to get away from the cliches, Philippians 4:13s and things of that sort. I get that, but that is crazy. A war club and destroying kingdoms? And then you go shoot up a school? It's not a good look. He's also not cooperating with the cops, so. But, with all these alarming details, I do believe that, what I do believe will come to light and what will make the picture even clearer. What I think we're getting a very unjust picture of is what his family life was like before his dad left his biological mom. That's where it's really we're looking like with the two cases that are like I said, 2015 got dismissed. In 2016, she actually got in trouble. We are looking at like what happened in his home that made him end up, thinking like this and becoming the person he did end up becoming. So that's really where it's interesting at. Obviously the nigga guilty as hell. Let's be for real. I'm not, usually I don't just try to throw niggas under the fire when they're not innocent or proven guilty, but it ain't really nothing to say about that. But we are just interested in what actually happened in his childhood that made him act like this. But yeah, that's really all it is to it. It's a lot of red flags, but I mean we've all seen this with previous shootings like this. It's always red flags when you're when you're looking into these people's lives. It's just not, it doesn't look like a red flag when nobody's paying attention to it. So we'll probably get even more stuff that even look crazier, especially from his social medias and things of that sort. But yeah, that's all we got for now. Right now, that's all I gotta say though. Like, share, subscribe, comment. IG TikTok on the video, and we out.